everybody. Welcome out here to today's video. As it's something I've been waiting to do for quite a while now, but this is time for my 2024 schedule announcement for my diecast / Steel Titans season next year for Monster Jam. This year was quite one big and hectic year out here for my Monster Jam League. It certainly was exciting. You can watch all the videos here on YouTube. But it just ended a little under a month ago back in Anaheim, California on November 26th. And it's now time to announce here these shows here for 2024 with the tour lineups, the schedules, and some big historic announcements that we've got right here. So let's go ahead and get things started out here with recapping the 2023 season. First off, here are our tour winners from the 2023 season. First off, out here in our winners, your stadium tour red winner was won by Adam Anderson in Gravedigger. Adam did great on the tour all season long. He held the lead from Tampa Show 2 all the way to Atlanta Show 2. So he held the lead for a little over 3 months to win the series. It was nice for Adam to get his first series win since, I believe, 2019 or 2020. That is a great job here for Adam Anderson. Weston Anderson would win his second Arena Series win on his second year of driving, as Weston would win Arena Championship Series East. With a close battle with Armando Castro at the end, Zach Garner would win his second Arena Series win in a row as well. He would take home the Arena Series Central win with a little bit of help from John Zimmer Sr. to help him get him to the win near the end of the season. For our first ever international tour that we have ever done, we saw Blake Granger get the win. And, Blake Granger would win his first ever tour this past season, and he won it doing our first ever international points championship series. So it's a great job for Blake Granger to do that, to represent 20 years of Max D, and they bring home a win for Team Max D since Tom Meents could not quite bring it home for Stadium Series Red this year. Arena Series West was won by Tristan England and Earthshaker, getting him another arena win. Also back-to-back wins now in a row as he won Arena West last year, and he won it again this year. Then on Stadium Series Blue, getting their first ever Stadium Championship Series win would be Tyler Menninga in Gravedigger. Now next up, to recap the World Finals 24 that we did in Nashville, Tennessee. Of course, we did see Ryan Disharoon and Shaker end up winning the showdown competition. But on the main big day on Saturday, July 15th, Kayla Blood and Soldier Fortune would bring home her first ever World Finals win by winning the World Racing Championship by defeating Brian Anderson and Son of a Digger in the finals. And then in freestyle, Bari Musauer and Zombie would get the win. And then at the Marvel vs. DC All-Star Challenge that we did back in October, Cody Saucier would end up winning the 3-lap racing competition driving the Flash. Tyler Menninga and Gravedigger would win Best Trick. Cody Saucier and the Flash would win 3-lap racing. Bari Musauer and he would win Vegas racing. Cody Saucier won St. Louis and the Vegas racing and driving the Flash. Bari Musauer and Black Panther would end up winning freestyle. Cody Saucier and the Flash would win the overall, and Team Marvel would get the win here, with Bari Musauer taking his team to the team win here on Team Marvel. And that is probably it here to wrap up here for the 2023. We didn't want to go too in detail with some of the other shows, like the end of year shows or Halloween shows or international shows. We didn't really want to cover those results. We want to kind of keep it short and simple, but just by covering the big events here from the year. And now it is time to take a more in-depth look here at our schedule and all the tours. It is time to look at our first tour out here, which is going to be Stadium Championship Series West. Stadium Championship Series West will feature Adam Anderson and Gravedigger, Bari Musauer and Zombie, Kayla Blood and Soldier of Fortune, Ryan Anderson and Son of a Digger, Camden Murphy and the Bakugan Dragonoid, Colt Stevens and Thunder Roarus, Jim Kohler and Avenger, Chris Kohler and Monster Mutt, Corey Rummel and Megalodon, David Ofer in Velociraptor, Joe Foley in El Toro Loco, and Mike Christensen in Vendetta. Now let's take a more in-depth look here at this lineup, as we do have a we have a lot of things here on this tour to talk about. First off, out here with Adam Anderson, he is the defending tour champion on this tour. Adam won Stadium Series Red last year, or well, this year in 2023. He ended up getting that tour win here, and now and you know, last year was practically on an East Coast stadium tour, whereas that's where most of the shows for this tour took place at, was on the East Coast, except for, I believe, Oakland and Anaheim were the only two shows more out towards the West Coast. Besides that, Adam Anderson would have a great season on an East Stadium tour, or now he's going out towards the West Coast, and Adam is really excited out here, and he's hoping to try to defend his season title from last year. Next up, we've got Bari Musauer in Zombie. Bari Musauer is going to be coming off an amazing 2023 season. You know, Bari ended up winning freestyle at both the All-Star Challenge and the World Finals, the two biggest events of the year. He got both of the freestyle wins. Bari got his second ever World Finals Freestyle Championship this year at the World Finals. You know, it's his second one, as he ended up getting his first one back in World Finals 17 in 2016. So Bari now being a two-time World Finals champion is just amazing. So just great job out here for Bari. He's definitely ready to hopefully have another great season out here this year. Next up, we've got Kayla Blood in Soldier Fortune, your defending world racing champion. Kayla Blood also had a career-defining year this year. Kayla Blood just had an amazing year this year. And she did definitely have a bit of a slow start through Madeira Beach, through Tampa show number one. But once she got to Tampa show number 2, she just went off. She did really good performance all the way from Tampa show 2 to East Rutherford. And then she really went hard all the way from Miami, Jacksonville, Venice, and Atlanta. She went hard and did really good in those shows. And then she went out to the World Finals and would just win it all and win racing, defeating some tough competitors to get there, like Ryan Anderson and Son of a Digger. So, you know, Kayla is definitely hoping to have another great season this year. You have Ryan Anderson and Son of a Digger. Ryan had a great season this year. And he's looking for a bit of redemption, though, as his 6-year streak he had from 2017 to 2022 of winning Stadium Championship Series would come to an end last season, as Tyler Menningo would take the throne away from him. So Ryan Anderson is really excited here. He really wants to get some redemption for himself and to try to win his series this year on Stadium Series West. And, you know, Ryan's also really excited that he now gets to compete against Adam Anderson on a tour. The last time Ryan Anderson really competed on a tour with Adam Anderson was back in 2021. And so Ryan is excited to be back on tour, competing head-to-head with Adam Anderson in Gravedigger. This is going to be an interesting battle to see the two Anderson brothers battle it out. Next up, we've got Camden Murphy in the Bakugan Dragonoid. He's excited to come out here and hopefully to have a great season. And, you know, it's going to be a tough one this year, though, for Camden Murphy, as he's got a big, heavy field of competitors. But he's happy to be back out here on the West Coast here in the United States here. He does have some nice things in the West Coast, such as the home of Spin Master in Anaheim, California. So Camden is really excited here. We've got Colt Stevens and Thunder Boris. Colt Stevens had a decent year this year, mainly as a year of de-rusting, because he hadn't been behind the wheel since 2021. Or, no, 2020 actually was when the last time Colt Stevens was behind the wheel up until this year. So Colt Stevens is ready to rock it out in Thunder Boris and is hoping to try to get the Apex Predator to the top of the food chain this year. And we've got Jim Kohler and Avenger back at it here yet again. He's excited for this year. Then we've got some big things planned here. And he cannot wait to run just a bunch of different Avenger bodies here throughout the year. We've got Chris Kohler in Monster Mutt. Chris Kohler's ready to burn it down this year. This was Chris Kohler's rookie and first full-time season in Monster Jam. So Chris is really excited to see what he can do out here on the track. Now he's got a year of experience. Chris Kohler had a really great year this year, including getting a Stadium Freestyle of the Year award winner at World Finals from his freestyle run from Indianapolis, which absolutely rocked. So Chris Kohler is excited. excited to do more shows, and he really wants to try to get that dog on top. Is Chris Kohler can guarantee one thing: he's gonna let the dogs out next year. We got Corey Rummel, Megalodon. He's ready to come out here and have another great season in behind the wheel, and is hoping to do really well. We've got David Olfert, who will be in Velociraptor. David Olfert competing now out here on his first ever Stadium Championship Series. He is super excited. He's done a few stadium events before in some even larger size arena shows like Salinas, Fargo, Tacoma. So Olfert is ready to go out here for his first ever stadium tour. It may be a bit of a rocky start for him at first, as it may be a bit of a slower start. But once he picks up the pace, he's definitely going to be a threat out there to the competition. And we got Joe Foley and El Toro Loco. Joe Foley's going to be moving from driving Axe, what he did last year, and he will now be driving El Toro Loco. Oh, so Joe Foley's really excited about that. He cannot wait to burn it down in El Toro Loco in the Crazy Bowl. And then last but not least, we've got Mike Christensen in Vendetta. Mike had a really great season in this year. And he definitely had a bit of a better performance than what he's had in the years past. Mike Christensen is really excited. He's definitely going to be a threat out here in the competition in racing, as he has a fast truck here for racing. And I cannot wait to see what he's going to do here. He was fast in racing all season long on Stadium Series Red this year, and we cannot wait to see what he's going to do out here on Stadium Series West next year. Also, something to note here about this tour, this is the first time here since 2017 since we've been naming the tours based off of their routes instead of based on color. So we have the Stadium Series West, as you'll see here, is this tour will mostly be out on the West Coast. Let's go ahead and take a look at our stops for this tour. We've got January 7th will be in San Francisco, California at Oracle Park. That will be a pool table show. January 14th will be San Diego, California, Snapdragon Stadium. January 21st in Anaheim, California, and Angel Stadium. January 28th to San Diego, California, back at Snapdragon Stadium again. February 4th will be in Anaheim, California, and Angel Stadium. And once again, February 18th will be back in Anaheim yet again here at Angel Stadium. And then February 19th will be in Houston, Texas at Energy Stadium. February 29th will be in Detroit, Michigan at Ford Field. March 6th will be in Arlington, Texas at AT&T Stadium. April 7th will be in El Paso, Texas at the UTEP Sun Bowl Stadium on April 7th. April 21st will be in Birmingham, Alabama at Protective Stadium. April 28th will be in Glendale, Arizona at State Farm Stadium. May 10th will be in Tampa, Florida at Al Lopez Park. And then May 27th will be in Fort Myers, Florida at Captiva Island. So this is quite an interesting tour. Although I do say we do have mostly West Coast stops here. We do have some more East Coast stops here. More at the end, mainly with Birmingham, Tampa, and Fort Myers. That'll be interesting to see out here. And we do have two new stops here on this tour, which are San Francisco and Birmingham. We cannot wait to be there and for those shows. Birmingham will be first here. Birmingham, Alabama. This past year was an arena show, so they're really happy to get a stadium show out here, especially with this incredible lineup. San Francisco, California. We haven't been there in a long time. It's been like quite a long while, like maybe 15 plus years since we've been to San Francisco. So these drivers are definitely excited to return there, as it is going to be amazing and it is really going to be a fun show out here. Also, to take a look here at the things here about this tour, you can definitely see we have a lot of Steel Titans 2 shows out here, especially with all the 3 Anaheim Steel Titans shows, Detroit, Arlington, and Glendale all being back here on Steel Titans. One thing we can note about Steel Titans shows here is this year we've decided to change San Diego from originally being the Steel Titans show from the past couple of years to now being back onto the pool table. And then also for Glendale will actually see a different track. We're going to be running the Glendale, Arizona Show 1 track instead of the Glendale 2, mainly because of what I like to call almost like a gender glitch, almost, of what I like to call it on the game, where like you can't see, like you can change the gender of the driver by hitting the square button in the menu when you're selecting the event, which is something I do use a lot for these shows to like represent the drivers. This is what I'm doing when I'm doing the event. So there can be a glitch on that Glendale 2 track where you actually can't see. So that has led to glitches and problems. So that is why we're gonna be changing it to the other Glendale track, which is gonna be cool. Is that Glendale track is definitely gonna be bigger and it has a lot more obstacles on it. So that'll be fun to see. And then also we do have Al Lopez and Captiva at the very end of the season. And as I see Al Lopez returning out here, with a lot of returning drivers from who have competed at Al Lopez either last year or the year prior are here going to be back at Al Lopez here. It's also going to be nice at Al Lopez to see Adam Anderson and David Olfert. I believe those are the only two drivers actually on that tour who have actually never competed at Al Lopez before. So we cannot wait to see them compete at Al Lopez here. Then we also got Fort Myers. We're going to be back on the beach yet again. A lot of the drivers who are on this West Coast Stadium Tour or last year on Stadium Series Blue, we're supposed to have a show out on the beach, but it kind of got canceled, or we had to move the show to be indoors on a carpet instead because of the sand conditions not being good enough here for the trucks. So, that's going to be interesting. We definitely do have some elements of rain possibly playing a factor here, especially with Tampa and Fort Myers, as rain could happen and could lead to a muddy track, especially since with those May dates, that could lead to rain, especially with that Fort Myers show. So, this is going to be a really interesting show. You got a lot of heavy hitters. This is going to be a close tour and a close battle all the way to the end, and I cannot wait. Next up, we have Arena Championship Series Central, which will feature the lineups of Weston Anderson and Gravedigger, Fernando Martinez in El Toro Loco, Jamie Sullivan in Monster My Dalmatian, Michaela Toluchka in Megalodon, Brandon Toluchka in Packer and Just Get Her Done 2, Mariana Mahan in Scooby-Doo, Frank Krimmel in Zombie, and Alex Barden in Stone Crusher. This is quite an interesting lineup right here, so let's go ahead and break it down. Weston Anderson is back on this tour yet again. Weston is looking to dominate this tour out here, and he is hoping and looking to try to do very, very well out here. Weston did really great on his tour this past season. He really dominated and got another nice win here. So it was a great job for Weston. He's looking to try to do the same thing here again this year. We have a rookie of Fernando Martinez out here. Fernando is a rookie coming out of Monster Jam University. We cannot wait to see him drive. He's definitely going to have some big stuff planning for us here for his first ever event out here, and he cannot wait. He's definitely going to burn it down and try to do amazing out here. We've got Jamie Sullivan in Monster Mud Dalmatian. Jamie Sullivan coming into her second season and out here in Monster Jam, and she is hoping to do really well. Jamie Sullivan had a pretty good year this past year here. Although it was a bit slow in the beginning, she definitely picked up pace in her final shows of the season, where she ended up getting her first ever career arena freestyle win in Amalie Arena in Tampa Show 2 in Amalie Arena this past September. And she even won her first ever stadium racing competition back in Orlando on Halloween, as well as her first ever stadium overall event championship as well on that same night around Halloween. So Jamie Sullivan is ready to come out here on this arena tour, and she's going to burn it down. Next up, we've got Michaela Toluchka and Megalodon, who is definitely looking here for redemption out here. She struggled a lot here on Arena Series Central last year, so she's hoping to have a better year this year. Michaela Toluchka also got a brand new Megalodon chassis, which she actually debuted at the Halloween Orlando show. So she's really excited out here to have a brand new chassis, hopefully to bring her some better competition and make her more competitive here on the season. We've got Brandon Toluchka and Just Get Her Done 2. Brandon is ready to go. He had a pretty good season this year, picking up some donut wins as well as a racing win, and even had an amazing Arena Freestyle win that almost got him Arena Freestyle of the Year award winner back in Greensboro. So we cannot wait to see what Brandon Toluchka is going to do out here again here this year. We've got Brianna Mahan in Scooby-Doo. Brianna Mahan, we have not seen her compete since mid-July of no, we have not actually seen her compete since the All-Star Challenge. No, wait, yeah, we have not seen her drive since mid-July of 2022. The last time we saw her drive was in Jacksonville, Florida for the tribute to the Lost show in July of 2022. So she's back, although this time she sadly won't be repping the Whiplash name. She'll be taking over the mantle here of Scooby-Doo, and she'll be returning back to the truck she originally started in. So Brianna Mahan is definitely excited for that. She cannot wait to burn it down here in Scooby-Doo. Frank Krimmel will be back this year. And this time he'll be driving Zombie instead of Stone Crusher. Last year, Frank Krimmel had a pretty great year driving Stone Crusher. He even had a great arena freestyle win at the first show of the year back in Nashville. So we cannot wait to see what Frank Krimmel is going to do out here this year. Then we've got Alex Barden in Stone Crusher. Alex Barden has made very few appearances in Monster Jam, such as driving in some quarter 2 stadium shows in 2019. He's been doing more on the indie. He's been more on the independent scene here in recent years. But he's excited to return to Monster Jam here to drive Stone Crusher here, and he is hoping to have a really great season. Next up, let's go ahead and take a look here at the schedule here for Arena Series Central. Oh, we've got January 6th, Nashville, Tennessee at the Bridgestone Arena. Kansas City, January 13th, Kansas City, Missouri at the T-Mobile Center. January 20th will be in Milwaukee, Wisconsin at the Pfizer Forum. January 27th will be in Newark, New Jersey at the Prudential Center. Monster Dirter, and we've got February 3rd, they'll be in Belmont Park, New York at the UBS Arena. February 10th, they'll be in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania at the PPG Paints Arena. And on February 17th, they'll be in Worcester, Massachusetts at the DCU Center. March 5th, they'll be in Rosemont, Illinois at the Allstate Arena. March 11th, they'll be in Little Rock, Arkansas at the Simmons Bank Arena. March 19th, they'll be in Toledo, Ohio at the Huntington Center. March 27th, they'll be in Grand Rapids, Michigan at the Van Andel Arena. March 30th, they'll be in Louisville, Kentucky at the Freedom Hall. April 16th, they'll be in Cincinnati, Ohio at the Heritage Bank Center. April 20th, they'll be in Hamilton, Ontario at the First Ontario Center. April 27th, they'll be in Columbus, Ohio at the Scott Shinstein Center. And then May 4th, they'll be in South Haven, Mississippi to wrap off the tour in the Landers Center. So this is a really interesting tour stop out here. As you can notice here, there are no Steel Titans 2 shows, only Monster Dirt Arena shows. So that is going to be something interesting out here to see, as there's only Monster Dirt Arena shows, no Steel Titans shows. Usually arena tours at least get at least one Steel Titans 2 show, but not this year here for this tour, as it's going to be all Monster Dirt Arena, which will definitely definitely be interesting to see how the drivers will adapt here to the track and stuff like that. As it is going to be interesting here, and we cannot wait to see what's going to happen on this tour, as it is definitely going to be awesome. And I cannot wait to see all the action out here. We also do have an announcement of a brand new competition we'll be seeing next year for arena shows, which is the Sky Wheelie competition. So the Sky Wheelie competition will basically be a sort of replacement for donuts. So basically each driver will get 1 attempt, or maybe even 3 attempts, and that'll just depend here for a Sky Wheelie. And that is basically how the competition will work. And whoever gets the best Sky Wheelie will get the win. So, the Sky Wheelie competition, how it will work and on what venues. Now, we will still have the donut competition. The donut competition will still be around for some shows. I mean, here's one thing I can tell you, about the Sky Wheelie competition is Sky Wheelies will on all Steel Titans 2 arena shows will have the Sky Wheelie competition, mainly for fair judging, as the judging I feel would be a bit more fair on Steel Titans 2 to do a Sky Wheelie competition compared to donuts, since sometimes donuts aren't accurately as scored best, since there's sometimes you're either going to get a 0 or a 10 with your donuts. So if you don't feel like they do as good, the game Steel Titans does not do as good a job judging donuts than what it compared to does to Sky Wheelies. So all Steel Titans 2 shows will have Sky Wheelies, except for one, which will be Greensboro, mainly because of the Greensboro track and the way it's set up. It's not really practical to do Sky Wheelies. There's no really good place to do a Sky Wheelie at, so that will stick with donuts. But for the rest of the Steel Titans 2 shows, we will be doing Sky Wheelies. And then we'll also do sky wheelies for certain arenas that aren't big enough or have the best ventilation to do donuts. We'll do sky wheelies there. And we'll also do sky wheelies on days where I have school or it's a weekday show. Since I think there's somewhere on the schedule there are some weekday shows, like such as Toledo, Ohio, as you can see right here. Toledo, Ohio is on a weekday. It's on a Tuesday. And just so I can make the event go by a bit faster, since I may have other homework and stuff to do, and since it's a school day, hey, I will do Sky Wheelie competition, because Sky Wheelie competition will be a bit faster to do than donuts. And also that means if on events that we have the Sky Wheelie competition on, the drivers will only be allowed for one skills attempt, unless if we're doing a Steel Titans 2 show, then they'll still be allowed 3. If it's a Monster Dirt Arena show and we do Sky Wheelies, then drivers can only get 1 attempt for skills. And also, if during the skills challenge, if a certain event is having Sky Wheelies, then the drivers who compete for the skills challenge will not be allowed to do sky wheelies in the skills competition. So they'll only be allowed to do 2-wheel moves that aren't sky wheelies, like more technical, like poppers, bicycles, stuff like that. So that is how our new competition will work. So that's something we just cannot wait to introduce to you guys. And I'm time to move on here to our next tour, as we have Arena Championship Series East. Arena Championship Series East will consist of Kristen Anderson in Gravedigger, Armando Castro in El Toro Loco, Cody Saucier in Dragon, Angelina Knock in Megalodon, Zach Garner in Wildside, Kirk Kramer in Rammunition, Chad Tingler in Overboard, and Mark Hall in Raminator. As we can see right here, as guys, there's actually no defending champion yes, there is. Zach Garner is the defending champion. So we do have a defending champion on this tour, being Zach Garner. Is the defending series champion here on this tour. Zach Garner's competed on the Central Tour for the past 2 years, and so Zach Garner's now moving to the East Series, which we'll talk about later. And let's take a more closer analysis here of this lineup. First off, we've got Kristen Anderson in Gravedigger. Kristen Anderson in Gravedigger is really excited to come out here to compete on another arena series. She's did 3 different coasts throughout the past 2 years here. She's been back and forth between the coasts she's competing on. 2022, she was on the Central Coast. She was in the Central Series. She was out on the West Coast last year, and now she is back to the East Coast here this year. This is her first time competing on an Arena East tour since 2021. So Kristen is really excited about that. She cannot wait to compete here on the East Arena tour, and she's ready to be blonde to the bone out here, and she is looking for her 3rd Arena Series championship win. She won her Arena tour back in 2019 and 2020, so Kristen Anderson would really love to get another win. We've got Armando Castro in El Toro Loco. Armando Castro is ready to bring it out here and represent that crazy bull out here on the tour, where he's hoping to try to get his first series win. Armando Castro was so close to getting it last year, but he lost it to Weston Anderson in Gravedigger. So Armando Castro really wants that win this year. We've got Cody Saucier in Dragon. He's been pursuing that Arena Series win as well. He's come up short 2 times in a row. I believe this past year he got either 2nd or 3rd these past 2 seasons, and he really wants to get a win out here. And Cody really wants to get a win out here, but he's definitely have some hard competition, such as Armando Castro and Zach Garner, to take down if he's going to try to win his tour and try to get himself an Arena Series win. We've got a debut rookie of Angelina Knock in Megalodon. Angelina Knock has done some stuff before, or has done some stunts before, or she's been featured on America's Got Talent before, and now she's coming over to perform not just human stunts. She's moving on from performing human stunts to now performing stunts in a 12,000-pound monster truck, and she cannot wait to represent the Megalodon name. And she's hoping to have a great season this year and do really well here behind the wheel of Megalodon. Next we got Zach Garner in Wildside. He's switched arena tours these past 2 years. He's been on the Central Arena Tour. Now he's moving on to the East Arena Tour. and Zach is really going to try to get a season win out here and try to win 3 Arena Series wins in a row out here in Wildside. Zach Garner's had a really great quarter 2 shows. He's won, I think, 3 or 4 freestyle competitions here. He did like what I almost like to call the Florida Tour throughout quarter 2, where he competed in Sunrise in Tampa for arena shows and competed in Orlando in a stadium show on Halloween. Zach Garner won, I believe, Sunrise, Florida. Those shows 1 in 3 freestyle competitions. Where Sunrise Show 1 is practically almost like an arena freestyle of the year, almost award nominee because of how good it was. Like, he just really did great there. Yeah, that's definitely one of the best freestyles we had seen from Zach Garner, maybe in his entire career. So he is really excited here to try to burn it down here on the Central Coast Tour. And he also did a really great job in Orlando. Oh, and winning freestyle there as well. And I think he got a freestyle win somewhere in Tampa as well. I believe maybe in show 1. So Zach Garner is really hoping to try to have a great season in this year. He's definitely going to prove to the fans that he's got that wild side in him. And he's going to try to go for his 3rd Arena Series win. Next up, we've got Kirk Kramer and Ammunition back out here on the East Coast Tour. He was on the Central Coast in 2022, the West Coast in 2023. Now he's on the East Coast Tour here, and he just cannot wait to do it out here. Kirk Kramer has a special new Ammunition design. He's really excited to debut for all you fans in one of the first shows of the year, so you guys better stay tuned for that. Chad Tingler will be repping the Overboard name this year. These past 2 years, Chad Tingler has been a part of the Sims camp here with the Sims team, with driving the Sims trucks here, driving Stone Crusher in 2022. Then he drove Zombie on the Hooked chassis last year. Now he's moving on to helping out with Jamie Garner here. He's going to be running Overboard here on this tour. And Jamie definitely has a special plan here. Chad Tingler has a new Overboard scheme that will be coming out within the first couple of shows. So you guys better stay tuned for that, as that's going to be awesome. And then we have Mark Hall in Raminator, ready to burn it down out here. He's proven to be really good before in some of these competitions. So he's hoping to be consistent and can try to hopefully bring home a series win and try to make it to the World Finals. Next up, here's the schedule out here for Arena Series East. We've got January 14th will be in Greensboro, North Carolina at the Greensboro Coliseum. January 21st will be in Baltimore, Maryland at the CFG Bank Arena. January 28th will be in Washington, D.C. at the Capital One Arena. February 4th will be in the Providence, Rhode Island at the Amica Mutual Pavilion. February 13th will be in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania at the Mohegan Sun Arena. February 18th will be in Cleveland, Ohio at the Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse. February 28th will be in Allentown, Pennsylvania at the PPL Center. March 20th will be in Biloxi, Mississippi at the Mississippi Coast Coliseum. March 28th will be in Hidalgo, Texas at the Payne Arena. April 7th will be in Greensville, South Carolina at the Bond Secures Wellness Arena. April 17th will be in Huntsville, Alabama at the Von Braun Center Propst Arena. April 21st will be in North Charleston, South Carolina at the North Charleston Coliseum. April 28th will be in Colorado Springs, Colorado at the Broadmoor World Arena. So this is a really interesting tour stops out here for this tour. Or as you know, Greensboro and Wilkes-Barre being the 2 Steel Titans shows here on the tour, which is definitely going to be interesting out here, as the 2 Steel Titans shows on this tour have probably some of the most trickiest and interesting tracks out there, with the over-under track in Greensboro and the weird kind of like jumping over the pond, I don't even know what to call that kind of track, in Wilkes-Barre. So those will be very interesting for these drivers out here. Cody Saucier already has a big advantage out here in racing, especially for has a big advantage in racing in Greensboro, as he's competed in Greensboro the past 2 seasons and has done pretty well on there. Her winning and racing there in 2022. And then in 2023, he got second and made it to the finals, but losing to Brandon Toluchka in Just Get Her Done 2. So that is going to be interesting out here, and we'll see how Cody can do here in racing. Cody's definitely going to be a threat to look after for in racing, as he is your 2023 Arena Racer of the Year award winner. So he's definitely excited, and he's going to hope to try to do really well in racing out here and try to bring home all the racing wins he can out here on this tour. Alright guys, you can just go ahead and mire the schedule real quickly, as I need some water. Alrighty, let's move on to our next tour, which is going to be Stadium Championship Series East. The lineup out here for Stadium Series East will consist of Tyler Menninga and Gravedigger, Tom Meents and Max D, Tristan England in the JCB Digatron, Lindsey Reed and Lucas Stabilizer, Todd LeDuc and Megalodon, Bryce Kenny and the Great Clips Mohawk Warrior, Jamie Garner and El Toro Loco, Nick Pagliarulo and Kraken, Matt Pagliarulo and Jester, John Gordon in Bad Company, Ryan Disharoon and Shaker, and Cole Vennard in the Black Pearl. And this tour is very interesting and is very stacked out here for the East Coast Stadium Tour. And we have some interesting drivers and pairings out here on this tour. So let's go ahead and take a deeper look in here, as we have two of our defending series champions out here on this tour. So first off, we have our last year's Stadium Tour Blue winner, Tyler Menninga and Gravedigger. Tyler Menninga did mostly West Coast shows last year, although Tyler Menninga did come out to the East Coast for a few shows last year, mainly for Al Lopez, Venice, and the World Finals in Nashville. But besides that, he did compete on the West Coast for most of the season. So Tyler Menninga is excited to be back out here in the East Coast out here to visit and go to some new venues for shows, and Tyler Menninga just cannot wait out here, as it's going to be really fun and exciting for him out here to travel to some of these venues he either hasn't been to in a long time or he's never been to ever. So he's really excited for that. Tom Meents will be in Max D. Tom Meents is your runner-up last year on Stadium Series Red, so Tom is really hoping to try to get a win out here and try to win his series. Tristan England is representing the brand new Digatron monster truck powered by JCB with a new sponsor for Moss Jam. JCB is not the sponsor of this video, so YouTube don't take down my video. Don't copyright check me. That is not the sponsor of the video. That is a sponsor for Moss Jam. So, JCB, Digatron. We cannot wait to see Tristan England come out and compete in that truck out here, as it's going to be something brand new, and we cannot wait to see it out here. Here, as Tristan England is elevating out here, as last year he was competing in the Arena Series, and now he's finally getting to come out here to be on a stadium tour, and Tristan England is just beyond excited out here for this stadium tour, where he's really excited. Tristan England hasn't really gotten that much stadium tour experiences as of recently. Like, I believe this year's only stadium show he did was the World Finals. So Tristan England is really hoping to get a nice new start here in Digatron, and is hoping to burn it down here this year, driving this brand new truck. Next up, we've got Lindsey Reed and Lucas Stabilizer. Lindsey Reed is elevating from being in the arenas last year to now being in the stadiums this year. Lindsey Reed is super excited for her second stadium tour she's done. She competed in a lot of stadium events back in 2021. She hasn't had that much stadium events throughout the past 2 years. 2 years here in 2022 and 2023. But Lindsey Reed is excited here to get to be behind the wheel of Lucas Stabilizer here. A new ride for her as she leaves Scooby-Doo to go drive Lucas Stabilizer. Lindsey Reed is excited for this, and she cannot wait to have a great show. And hope to try and do really good out here in Lucas Stabilizer. Todd LeDuc is driving Megalodon out here on this tour. Todd LeDuc is really excited here to drive Megalodon once again. He's going to have some better luck here in Megalodon on this year. As LeDuc had a bit of a rough start driving Megalodon this past season on Stadium Tour Red. And he had a lot of struggles. It looks like Tyler Duke seems to have been getting the hang of this Megalodon name and has been doing good driving this Megalodon truck ever since I'd say around Miami of this year. Miami, Jacksonville, Venice, and Atlanta. He had really good driving Megalodon, and he's really excited out here to try to have a great show in Megalodon and to try to earn some better points this year behind this 12,000-pound shark. And Tyler Duke is ready out here for some redemption, as a lot of people said he should have won, World Finals back when he was driving Blue Thunder. As around July of this year, he actually switched from driving Megalodon. He went to drive Blue Thunder for some shows. He drove Blue Thunder for the World Finals, All-Star Challenge, and then the end of summer show in Nashville. So Tyler Duke is back in Megalodon. Tyler Duke, a lot of people say, hey, he should have won the World Finals freestyle back in Nashville. Oh, and he is hoping to come out here and have some runs just like that so he can make it back to the World Finals where he can try to win his series. Next up, we've got Bryce Kenny in the Great Clips Mohawk. We're really looking for a win out here. Bryce Kenny, he had a slower start to the season. He had a great start to the season. He was right up there at the top in the beginning of the season back at Madeira Beach. And have some good, consistent performances throughout Oakland, Anaheim, and St. Louis. They get him the win in St. Louis. And they get him the points lead in St. Louis. Then he held the points lead throughout Houston, Minneapolis, Orlando, Detroit, and Tampa Show 1. But after Tampa Show 1, Bryce would lose his tour lead to Adam Anderson and Gravedigger, and Adam would keep that lead from Tampa Show 2 all the way to Atlanta Show 2 for the end of the season, where he would be crowned the season champion, and Bryce getting 5th place. Bryce Kenny really wants to win this year, although for the first time in a really long time, he is not on this same tour with Adam Anderson. So Bryce is really hoping to do great and is hoping to do well out here on the Stadium Series East out here. As he's definitely gonna try to burn it down here on this tour. And he's gonna try to get his first ever Stadium Championship Series win. Next up, we've got Jamie Garner back in El Toro Loco. Jamie Garner is gonna be excited to return to the Crazy Bull next season. Jamie Garner spent and a lot of the second quarter shows, especially throughout the Florida tour of Sunrise, Tampa, and Orlando, driving Overboard. Now he's going to drive El Toro Loco again, and we cannot wait to see El Toro Loco back at it out here with Jamie Garner behind the wheel. Jamie Garner did really great in El Toro Loco this past season, even picking himself up a freestyle win back in Madeira Beach, and I think he may have gotten a freestyle win as well back in driving that truck back in East Rutherford and maybe even in Anaheim, but I'm not for sure. Somebody would need to fact check me on that. So, Jamie, he's ready. He's going to burn it down here this year, and he's going to have another great season. We've got Nick Pagliarulo and Kraken. Nick is back out here driving Kraken, and he cannot wait to do really well behind the wheel of this Kraken monster truck out here. He's going to hope to try to do amazing. Nick Pagliarulo, though, really wants a Stadium freestyle win, as he has still yet to get one. He's been driving these monster trucks now for quite a while now, and he still has not gotten that Stadium freestyle win. So that's Nick's main goal out here for 2023, as he really wants to win a Stadium freestyle competition. So I cannot wait. We cannot wait to see what Nick's going to do out here on the track, as he is going to burn it down. Some news here for Nick Pagliarulo, as Nick Pagliarulo will not be competing throughout the first couple of shows of the season. For what we'll see on the schedule, mainly the January shows, he will not be competing at, as his girlfriend or wife, I guess you can call her, he is expecting a child to be born sometime in January. So congratulations to him and his family, which will mean he will need some time off to care for his family. So he's gonna take a break from driving, to focus on being there and with his child for his first couple of weeks out here. So he's gonna give the mantle to Michael Pagliarulo, who will be driving Kraken in the January shows that we'll be seeing very soon. Next up, we've got Matt Pagliarulo and Jester. Matt's looking for an improvement of a year next year. Matt Pagliarulo really did not have a great performance this year as he finished near the bottom of his tour, or in 12th place to be exact. He got last place on Stadium Series Red, so he'd really love to finish above and out of the bottom next year. On his tour, he really wants to do well and do amazing out here on the track next year. He wants to finish a bit higher than 12th place for sure for Matt Pagliarulo. Although Matt Pagliarulo did seem to be picking up the pace, especially through Miami and Jacksonville. He did really good. And then he kind of started to fall again throughout the final 3 shows of the season in Venice and Atlanta. So Matt is ready to go and he wants to win. Next up, we've got John Gordon in Bad Company. John Gordon is back out here on the East Coast, and he's ready to rock it out in Bad Company. He wants to win the tour this year. He's definitely been doing better with his brand new Bad Company chassis that he got at the beginning of the year. And now upgrading to a Spin Master chassis compared to the Hot Wheels one he had been using throughout his career. So he is really exciting. He cannot wait to rock it out in Bad Company, and he is hoping to try to get the tour win. Next up, we've got Ryan Disharoon and Shaker, also going to have a great year this year. He had an okay season last year, but he definitely picked it up and had a really great showing at the World Finals. I believe making it all the way to the semifinals in racing, and before losing to Caleb Blood and Soldier of Fortune. And he had also gotten into the main field through winning the showdown. So Ryan Disharoon is hoping to have a great season this year and to try to make it back to the World Finals. And then lastly, we've got Cole Vennard in the Black Pearl. Cole Vennard is ready to burn it down here in Black Pearl this season. As Cole Vennard had a really great year this past year in Black Pearl. He got some freestyle wins. And he just did really great this past year and behind the wheel of the Black Pearl. And he is hoping to try to lead the ship and try to get the win next year. He's trying to hopefully try to get some more walk the plank backflips. And he's hoping to just do really well, and he's going to send it this year. He would really love to get a tour championship. Now let's take a look here at the schedule here for this tour. December 29th will be in Tampa, Florida at Madeira Beach. January 13th will be in San Antonio, Texas at the Alamo Dome. January 20th will be in Houston, Texas at NRG Stadium. January 27th will be St. Louis, Missouri at the Dome at America Center. February 3rd will be Indianapolis, Indiana at the Lucas Oil Stadium. February 17th will be Minneapolis, Minnesota at US Bank Stadium. March 11th will be Orlando, Florida at Camping World Stadium. March 16th and 17th will be in Tampa, Florida at Raymond James Stadium. March 31st will be in Miami, Florida at Lone Depot Park. Jacksonville, Florida in Everbank Stadium on April 1st. April 6th will be Syracuse, New York at the JMA Wireless Dome. April 20th will be Foxborough, Massachusetts at Gillette Stadium. April 27th will be Denver, Colorado at Empower Field at Mile High. May 4th will be Philadelphia, Pennsylvania at the Lincoln Financial Field. May 25th will be in Atlanta, Georgia at Atlanta Motor Speedway. For 2 events that day on May 25th. Then May 28th will be Fort Myers, Florida at Captiva Island. Very interesting tour stop out here. As I did the calculations, and there's a total of 18 shows on this tour, which is really crazy. And we've got a wide variety of stuff out here. This year on this tour, we've got one Steel Titans 2 show in Indianapolis, Indiana, at Lucas Oil Stadium. We've got 2 shows on the beach for Madeira and Captiva Island. We've got 2 shows there. We've got 2 shows back on my back porch on May 25th in Atlanta, Georgia. That's going to be interesting. And this is going to be an interesting tour here. And then we've got a lot of pool table shows out here. We've also got a lot of shows in Florida. We've got 3 shows in Tampa, a show in Miami, a show in Fort Myers. And then we've got Jacksonville and Orlando, counting up for 7 different shows in Florida here on this year, especially with almost like a Florida tour throughout March and early April out here from Orlando. On Monday, and then Orlando's on a Monday. Then Tampa will be that weekend, just a few days later at Raymond James. Luckily, it's not that far of a drive for the crew and the drivers to get there. It's only an hour and a half away. And then 2 weeks later, they'll be in Miami after Tampa. Then the day after Miami, they're going to have to pack up the trailers overnight and get the trucks to Jacksonville, Florida on Monday, April 1st, on April Fool's Day. So this is going to be quite an interesting tour out here. With the 2 Atlanta shows on the porch. That'll always be interesting with that big track. 2 shows on the beach. So many pool table shows. This is definitely going to be the tour to watch out for out here. This is definitely the tour to keep your eye on for the season. We also have a returning stop of Denver's. Denver's returning for the first time since 2022. It was last year, the Denver show, and we only got 1 Denver show last year, which was the Marina show. Usually we get 2 shows in Denver each year, 1 in an arena and 1 in a stadium. We only got the arena show last year, so we're back. We're glad to be back in a stadium, as this is one quite interesting schedule, and we cannot wait for this tour with the amount of stops here. It gives these drivers a lot of time compared to some of the other tours to really burn it down and have a lot of time out here for an interesting points battle out here. Alrighty, so we've covered that. Also, Nick Pagliarulo will be competing at the Madeira Beach show, but Nick Pagliarulo will not be competing in San Antonio, Houston, or St. Louis, as those shows will be where Michael Pagliarulo will drive. Next up, let's go ahead and take a look here at our brand new Monster Jam truck, the JCB Digatron. Credit to Monster Jam out here for the footage. See here on the turntable. Now, I don't know if it'll be a 3D body just yet. I may try to make it a Ford pickup truck out here. Here, I'm going to, for now, until Spin Master releases the truck, that will be my goal. Oh, but here's a look here at the truck out here. We cannot wait to see this thing debut at Madeira Beach out here, as it's going to be amazing. Tristan England's definitely going to kind of burn it down in this truck out here. It's going to be a new name for Tristan England, but kind of similar with another construction crew equipment, kind of like Earthshaker. And that's going to be it right there. What a cool truck out here. We cannot wait to see that thing debut coming up very soon. It's going to be very awesome. I'm really excited. That's going to be interesting to see. Also, this truck may run without a body for the first couple of events, mainly because it may take us some time to try to make a custom. Now, you guys, there are some drivers out here. There's one driver in particular that is missing here from the tour. How do I get to the next slide from here? I'd like to try to get to the next slide. This may have to be a 2-parter. How do you go on to the next slide from here, guys? That's not good. Alrighty, guys, until I can figure out, let's see here, can you, alright, guys, that's actually going to be it here for this part of the video, as due to a glitch that we have right here, this will actually be only part 1 of the announcement, unless I can somehow get to the next slide. But, this will be it here, because I'm currently glitched in the slide. I mean, I tested this earlier, and it didn't, I mean, it worked properly. I mean, all I can do is just pause and spam. I don't know what to do here, guys. If you know what I'm doing wrong right here, guys, like, you know, I say it's a lot of my speedruns, but if you see me doing something wrong, guys, in these PowerPoints, or see me doing something wrong in a video, please let me know in the comments down below. We love your feedback and your comments. Do help us out here dearly. As they boost the algorithm here of the video. So yeah, if you see me doing something wrong out here, please be sure to let me know. Yeah, I'm actually gonna try to see if I can actually edit this to make this all in one video. But if it's not, please be sure to like and subscribe. You'll figure out within the next second. Alrighty, we're back out here. Here for our next part of the schedule announcement, as we currently have right here we have some more announcements out here to make here, as we still have to complete the second part. Is we do have 2 historical announcements out here, as you may be wondering. I mean, there is one big driver from this list and from these tours that is missing. And you guys may have noticed this out here, especially at the first 2 stadium tours, since that's all the stadium tours we've got out here. And we are missing one huge and key driver, which is Cynthia Gauthier. Now, Cynthia Gauthier has announced, guys, that she is pregnant and is going to be expecting a child sometime soon. I believe in March, I think she will be due. So, congratulations out here for Cynthia Gauthier, and from having a child, and it's gonna be a really cool out here. But that's really big news out here, that Cynthia Gauthier will not be competing next year. Cynthia Gauthier is one of the biggest female drivers in Monster Jam, and it's definitely gonna be a bit different without her being here next season. But she will be back, though. She will be back for quarter 2 shows after the World Finals. And that will be exciting to see. But as for now, she has decided to pass on the driving duties to Lindsay Reed, who will be driving the truck out here for the first part here of the next season. Now, our next announcement is something way huger, and this is groundbreaking and historic. So let's go ahead and watch the video out here. We have a big announcement.
Hi again, everyone. I'm Scott Douglas. Thanks for joining us for this historic announcement, as I'm joined by Tom Meents, the most accomplished driver in Monster Jam World Finals history, 14-time world champion. No one else even close to that number, but that's not what we're talking about today. Tom's got a special historic announcement to make, and Tom, when you think about it, you see, whether it goes back to that TV show, The Decision, or different ways people get online, they want to draw it out and tell a lot of stories. Well, look, your fans know you, and I know you. And you're a right-to-the-point kind of guy, so we're going to turn it over and let you talk to your fans about this big announcement you've got to make today.
Well, I'm grateful to be here, be talking about the fact that 2024 is going to be my last competitive season in Monster Jam. I've had an amazing career. I've had a great time. Over 30 years of driving Monster Jam trucks has been amazing. But as I transition, it will be a fantastic honor to work with all the new athletes at Monster Jam University. We've had a fantastic time doing that. We've already turned out some Monster Jam World Finals Championship drivers ourselves from Monster Jam University. But to let everybody know that we're going to tour the country one more time, 2024, a competitive season, to see all you great fans one more time, give it my all, and go out on top.
Not surprised he says give it his all. Anybody who has been a fan of Max D or even just watched Tom in competition knows the level he plays at is at the top. And I would think, final competitive season, you're really going to compete like never before. And that's hard to say with you. But I also know that everything you do, along with going for more big trophies, is for all those Max D fans, all those Tom Meents fans out there. I gotta believe you've got some special things planned for this final competitive driving season.
2024, we're gonna do different things. We're gonna run different type of Max D bodies. Some of my favorites, some of the fans' favorites.
Wording matters, and the wording being used here, final competitive season. That would indicate you may not be racing after 2024, you may not be freestyling, but you're going to still be heavily involved in Monster Jam. Tell us about the future.
I love Monster Jam. It's been everything to me. Every single part of my life revolves around Monster Jam, and it will continue to. I love training new athletes at Monster Jam University. I love seeing the amazing talent they have and the things they can do with some great teaching. They're the best. But you know, most importantly, I want to go out with a big bang. I want to go out on my terms with a huge bang. I want to make sure that every one of you will be there to enjoy it. Because this year, 2024, is going to be the best.
And then 2025, just to be clear, not only will you be Monster Jam University professor kind of full-time now, but you're also getting an added title of stunt coordinator. With all the amazing crazy things you've done, you're going to create more?
I mean, that's perfect. I mean, when you're the stunt coordinator, which most of the stunts I've coordinated myself, but now to get the opportunity to work with others, put some of the Monster Jam and my crazy ideas together, it's going to be epic.
Epic is the right word for everything that's coming up in 2024. MonsterJam.com. You want to be checking there often as the schedules come out and get updated so you know where Tom Meents will be in competition one more time. History Making 2024, the final competitive season for the greatest, Tom Meents and Max D.
Wow, what an announcement right there. It's 2024 being Tom Meents' final season in Monster Jam. You know, he's done a lot. He's won 12 World Finals championships. And he's going to go out on top, and he's definitely going to go hard this year. You gotta win it all one final time. And we'll certainly miss Tom Meents after this, as Monster Jam will never be the same again. Next up, let's take a look at our final tour, Arena Series West, which will feature Brandon Vincent and Gravedigger, Manuel Solorio and El Toro Loco, Ashley Sanford and Megalodon, Dalton Wildner and Jurassic Attack, Berto Trevino and Monster Mutt Rottweiler, Tony Oaks and Thunder Roars, James Calhoun and Earthshaker, and Devin Winfield and Velociraptor. This is quite an interesting tour as we have some rookies on here. We've got 4 rookies on this tour. And this is going to be interesting here. And we also will have a new champion after this tour, considering none of the drivers drivers here on this tour won last year. But we do have a series champion though still on this tour, being Brandon Vincent, as he is your 2020 Arena Series winner from one of the 2020 Arena Series that competed on. I believe he is your 2020 Arena West winner, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Brandon Vincent is the 2020 Arena Series West winner. And he is excited to be back on the West Coast here to try to win it out here during 2024. As he's really excited out here and he is ready to burn it down. And we got Manuel Solorio and El Toro Loco making his Monster Jam driving debut out here. He is excited out here. They're going to be driving El Toro Loco, representing the Crazy Bull. It is going to be exciting. Ashley Sanford is back out here in Megalodon. Ashley sure is excited here for another season. Last year, she did amazing last year, especially in her debut show in Salt Lake City, where she got like one of the best arena freestyles of the year that got nominated for Arena Freestyle of the Year award winner, but only to lose to Bernard Light in Megalodon from a few months later in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. So Ashley Sanford is ready to go big, and she really wants to bring out a win here for you fans. Next up, we've got Dalton Widener and Jurassic Attack out here ready for another year. Here he is hoping to do really well and dominate and have a great season out here in Jurassic Attack. Next up, we've got a debuting driver, Berto Trevino and Monster Mutt Rottweiler. It is nice to see Monster Mutt Rottweiler make its full-time return to Monster Jam since 2021. Monster Mutt Rottweiler made one appearance in 2023, this past year being at the All-Star Challenge for Marvel vs. DC, where Charlie Pauken drove it as a part of Team DC. So it is nice to see the truck making its full-time competition return next year. As you know, Berto is definitely going to try to go hard out of here in his rookie season. Tony Oaks representing the Apex Predator and Thunder Roars. He's excited to bring Thunder Wars and show it to all the brand new fans on the West Coast, especially for a lot of the West Coast has seen a lot of Thunder Wars this year, but not that many of the arena shows, not many of the people who watch the arena shows have seen Thunder Wars. So Tony Oaks is really excited for it. Alright, and he is hoping to have a great showing out here on Arena Series West. We got James Calhoun and Earthshaker. James Calhoun is, he's driven some stuff that like Earthshaker before. He's driven for DCT Motorsports, driving for Dirt Crew. So he is excited out here. We're going to represent the Earthshaker name here and to keep the Earthshaker name alive with Tristan England leaving Earthshaker for next year to go drive Digatron. So we can always see what James has got out here on the track. Then finally, we've got Devin Winfield in Velociraptor. Devin Winfield's going to be rocking out that blue Velociraptor, and he is really excited to drive it as he's going to try to do amazing out here on the track and make his Monster Jam debut. Now let's take a look at the schedule here for Arena Series West. We've got January 5th, Salt Lake City, Utah, the Delta Center. January 12th, we've got Tacoma, Washington on the pool table. January 19th, we've got Reno, Nevada at the Reno Livestock Events Center. January 26th, we've got Sacramento, California at the Golden One Center. February 2nd, we've got Fargo, North Dakota at the Fargo Dome. February 9th, we've got Denver, Colorado at the Ball Arena. February 16th, we've got Oklahoma City and Oklahoma at the Paycom Center. February 27th will be Wichita, Kansas at the Intrust Bank Arena. March 1st will be Portland, Oregon at the Moda Center. March 18th will be Fresno, California at the Save Mart Center. March 26th will be Tucson, Arizona at the Tucson Center. March 29th will be Lincoln, Nebraska at the Pinnacle Bank Arena. And then April 5th will be Green Bay, Wisconsin at the Wretch Center. So this tour is one of the shorter ones out here, as this tour ends in early April compared to some of the other tours that go on till late May, mid-May, early May. This tour ends a month earlier, so this is going to be interesting to see out here for who's going to be winning. See who's going to try to win this tour and try to win it all. It is going to be very interesting out here. We also have a wide variety of shows. We've got I think 4 Steel Titans events, 3 pool table events, and then a bunch of Monster Dirt Arena events out here. So this is going to be an interesting tour to watch out here, as it is going to be exciting out here with all the wide variety of events out here and wide variety of platforms we'll be using, from all the crazy Steel Titans 2 arena shows to the crazy bigger arena floors in Tacoma, Fargo, and Reno, and all the Monster Dirt Arena shows. This is going to be one interesting tour, and I cannot wait to see what's going to happen and who is going to win, as it is definitely going to be interesting out here. I'm especially looking forward to that Salt Lake City show for the first show of the year. That's where Ashley Stanford almost won freestyle, but was robbed of that win. So she's really going to go to Salt Lake City, and she's going to try to win that event out here. I'm just really excited. This is going to be an amazing tour. This is definitely probably the arena tour to look after for here this year. And then again, also we have the World Finals 25, as we'll be announcing the 25th World Finals that we've done, and we'll be at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California. It is going to be awesome out here to be in SoFi Stadium for the first ever time here for Monster Jam. Some key stuff you gotta take some notes of out here, as this will be all in one day event. We're gonna have a pit party throughout the morning, the early afternoon, and then the show will start hopefully around 6 or 7 p.m. out here. As far as the lineup will actually be reduced this year from 32 trucks to 28 trucks. And we're not doing the international drivers like last year. We had 2 drivers from the international tour come and drive. That won't be happening next year, and that won't happen. And there also will be no Forbidden Door or fan voting drivers as well. And there will also be no showdown competition. And as the showdown competition is going to be no longer running running. We've been doing it for almost 10 years now, and we decided to put it to an end, and we're just gonna have 28 trucks based on the season performance. Your 5 stadium tour winners are guaranteed to make it in, as well as 23 other trucks, just based on their season performance. So we cannot wait, guys. As I know, to keep updates on the World Finals lineup, definitely stay tuned on my Instagram, as I will be posting live lineup updates here. We're announcing new drivers who will be making it into the event. So it's gonna be really exciting. It's gonna be a big day. And St. Jude Bowling will be back yet again, and it will be back it will be on the previous day, June 7th. Hopefully Jackson and Jonas can make it out. We can have a nice bowling area. We can go bowling and have a nice time once again. And we have the award show on Friday afternoon, and then Friday evening we'll be doing qualifying for the main field. So it's gonna be one great week out here, and then I'm thinking practice maybe run. We'll also be live streaming practice as well, which will either take place either Thursday, Wednesday, or Friday morning. So that is going to be interesting. We cannot wait for that, as well as that's going to be really, really, really fun. It's going to be a fun day out there. It's going to be a fun weekend out there in Inglewood, California, SoFi Stadium. And we cannot wait. It's going to be fun. A fun weekend. And, stay tuned. We're also going to be trying to do a lot of live streaming for the event. We'll be live streaming practice. We may try to even live stream qualifying, as well as maybe even the pit party Saturday, and hopefully the main field on the big show Saturday night. We're going to try to live stream, but we do not know yet. Nothing is confirmed. Also, as far as the international tour goes, there will be an international tour this year, but it won't take place until after World Finals. I'm thinking the international tour will take place around July, and will run through the summer break, and then we may even have it run through parts of August and maybe even September. So that is our plans for our international tour for next year. It's going to be interesting here. We're going to be visiting new places, have some new stops. It's going to be a fun tour next year, and that will be it here for our schedule announcement. Also, something to take note is this is an open schedule. As you know, life can be very busy and crazy at times, especially with Monster Jam, IRL Monster Jam events that I will be attending to and visiting next year and going to. That'll definitely be a bit hard to get shows worked around that. School is also really hard and really busy, especially as of 2023. So we're just going to try our best. We're going to try our hardest to make sure that the dates we have set for the shows happen. But if they don't, we'll try to make arrangements, either postpone them to a different date or try to do it the next day. But we're going to try our best. It's going to be a bit hard, especially with all the busyness of life and school. Well, that is just the way it is going to be. And, yeah, that's going to be it here for this announcement. Be sure to like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you guys can be notified for when the season starts, as we're less than 2 weeks away until the season starts next 2 weekends from now in Madeira Beach for Stadium Tour East. This year is going to be awesome. The final competitive season of Tom Meents. It's going to be interesting. You guys do not want to miss. So be sure to like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you guys can be notified for when the first event comes out. We are super excited. And have a God bless day, everybody. We'll see you all at Madeira Beach very soon.